From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, multiple organizations gathered to voice their opposition to a bill that would allow school staff to restrain students.
Plus, no matter your age or ability, a new playground plan for Lincoln will be welcoming to all. But first tonight,
the fish fry. We had a spaghetti, or no, we didn't have, sorry.
What do fish fries and spaghetti have to do with legislative bills? Well, they don't. It's all part of the filibustering going on for 3 days now. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. For the third day in a row, the Nebraska legislature has not advanced any bill on the floor for debate.
This is in part because of a filibuster effort from Democratic senators. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto was at the Capitol today and joins us now with more. Veronica?
Senator Megan Hunt introduced two motions that would protect access to abortion in Nebraska. She wants to move amendments made to the Heartbeat Act from the Health and Human Services Committee to the Judiciary Committee. But the discussion on the motions did not make it to the floor on Tuesday. It was mainly because of an effort to filibuster controversial bills related to abortion and transgender youth. Filibuster is a practice to slow down or block a bill from getting a vote.
But if that is the message from the majority, we will do all that we can in our power to try and stop those harmful measures.
So if the rest of you in the room that are doing filibuster have an idea on how to deal with being bullied like we have been, let me know.
Senator Michaela Kavanagh was joined by Senators John Kavanagh, Carol Blood, Danielle Conrad, and Megan Hunt on this filibustering effort. Some Democrats say they will use any tool available to delay these types of bills in the legislature. I'll have more on this story coming up at 6 o'clock.
All right, Veronica, thank you so much. A proposed bill would allow teachers and school staff to physically restrain a student who is posing a threat to themselves or others.
Organizations opposing the bill were at the Capitol before the hearing to show solidarity. Leaders from Voices for Children and I Be Black Girl talked about their mission to keep students safe. They say many students, parents, educators, doctors, lawyers, and others have come together on this. They say this bill is the latest in several years' worth of attempts to push restraint, physical intervention, and removal into our state's laws.
Really want to send a clear message to our legislature and to the Education Committee that there are a whole lot of Nebraskans who care about this issue and who want to have a different conversation about school safety. So we wanted to hold this event, bringing together our coalition. We already have an issue in Nebraska with people laying hands on children, people removing children, and a bill like this is only going to go the wrong direction.
According to the U.S. Department of Education, 75% of students restrained in schools have disabilities. Channel 8's Jessica Blum is at the hearing to gather testimony from both sides, and we'll have that story tonight at 10 o'clock. Also at the legislature, a bill up for debate tomorrow would limit the use of conversion therapy in Nebraska.
The bill would ban physicians from using conversion therapy on anyone under the age of 19, labeling it as a deceptive trade practice. The bill would not apply to religious counselors. The committee hearing is set for tomorrow at 1:30. Governor Jim Pillen is supporting a mental health care bill.
It was introduced by Senator Anna Wishart, a Democrat. It would create 6 health centers across the state dedicated to mental health needs. According to the Nebraska Examiner, political observers say they can't recall a time when former Governor Pete Ricketts had personally testified for a measure that was introduced by a Democrat. And in Washington, one piece of federal legislation aims to make Black history more accessible across the U.S.
Federal legislation recently introduced during Black History Month aims to make the National Museum of African American History and Culture's offerings more accessible.
American history is more than just surface, rah-rah, we're amazing. It's about the struggles. It's about the things that we have overcome.
The African American History Act would invest $10 million over 5 years into the museum to help expand and support educational programs. It would include new digital content that would be made available to students, parents, and teachers on a voluntary basis.
We know from research that these kinds of discussions help children with critical thinking. And so we're really denying children an important aspect of their education when we don't allow them to hear some of these more difficult topics in an age-appropriate way and to be able to work through those in a safe, inclusive environment.
With Congress narrowly divided, some say the bill's passage is anything but certain, but supporters say they'll continue to keep the faith. Today, Nebraska is at the forefront of Supreme Court proceedings, hoping to strike down the president's student loan forgiveness plan.
2 cases are being heard in the high court: Biden versus Nebraska and Department of Education versus Brown. They're hoping to show that President Biden violated separation of powers and administrative procedure rules. President Biden says the HEROES Act gives him the authority to forgive federal debts after emergencies. But Chief Justice John Roberts is raising his own questions.
Most casual observers would say if you're going to give up that much amount of money, if you're going to affect the obligations of that many Americans on a subject that's of great controversy, they would think that's something for Congress to act on.
Arguments in both lawsuits lasted about 4 hours today, with justices on both sides of the aisle asking questions on the legitimacy of the case. But the attorneys representing the states left the court feeling confident. And those attorneys might look familiar. Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers and Nebraska Solicitor James Campbell are representing the 6 states suing President Biden.
Hilgers says at the heart of this case is separation of powers.
This is about a fundamental question. Is it Congress or is it the administration that has the ability to spend $500 billion? The repercussions are significant because this is a breathtaking grasp of executive power. And you can bet if this action is successful that Republican administrations down the road, Democratic administrations down the road will seize that opportunity.
A decision in the case is not expected until this summer, and student loan forgiveness will remain on hold until then.
Time now for a check of our weather, which temperatures have remained mild, and without the wind today, Rusty, I'd say it's a pretty nice day.
Not bad for the end of February, maybe a top 10 February kind of day. Plenty of sunshine. Eventually, there's a lot of cloud cover and even a couple of snowflakes the first half of the day. So a little bit of everything to end the last day of February. March begins tomorrow. Here's what it looks like outside right now. Beatrice is looking very sunny. We've got Schoen's Roofing fired up at 6th Street and Perkins Street, a little bit of traffic, a lot of sunshine, and temperatures that have been warming up throughout much of the day. Right now, 56 degrees. Wow, that is very warm. 56 in Wymore, 56 also in Hebron, a little closer to I-80. More cloud cover has been around a little bit longer. So we did get to 50 in Lincoln. That's where we're at right now, 45 in Grand Island, but still in the 30s in O'Neill and Norfolk, where there's more cloud cover and a bit of a breeze. Norfolk and O'Neill has a southwest breeze at 12 to 14 miles per hour, a little less the further south and east you go. There's that cloud cover that is making its exit, taking along with it some light snow. And like I said, we did see a few flurries in the Lincoln area. That snow had a lot of bark, but very little bite to it. A lot of it was evaporating before it actually got to the ground. So outside right now, it's sunny in Lincoln, 45 degrees by 6 p.m., 41 by 8. And 37 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight with mostly clear skies. A quiet and relatively mild night tonight. We are going to try to warm up for one more day, then another chance for snow comes our way for Thursday. More on that in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Rusty. Thank you very much. Ice buildup in the Cedar River has the Nance County Sheriff's Office monitoring water levels.
They are sharing these pictures on social media. These were taken by a drone yesterday near Fullerton. Officials want people to know they're aware of and monitoring the buildup of ice on the Cedar River. Also, emergency officials are watching ice movement on the Loop River. The city of Lincoln announced a new playground today.
That's right, it's going to be inclusive for everyone, regardless of age or ability. Lincoln received a $400,000 grant from the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission to construct the city's first fully inclusive playground. It'll include zones for different areas of play and will be the only inclusive playground with a fence and single entry gate, which is something parents really wanted. It'll be built at Mahoney Park near 70th and Fremont Streets and be about 32,000 square feet.
This park is a victory for the marginalized and underserved disabled in our community. People in wheelchairs, people with visual impairments, people with intellectual disabilities. They may look different to outsiders, but they are the same in their need for play.
The plan is to start construction in the spring of 2024 and hopefully open the playground about 6 months later. It's part of the city's plan to build 4 inclusive playgrounds by the year 2038. We also have a feel-good follow-up for you for a story we first brought to you over the weekend.
That's right. We are now learning that the coach for the Iowa School of Deaf cheerleading squad is a doctoral student at the University of Nebraska. Arinsa Dunn was recently interviewed by ABC's David Muir on World News Tonight.
We feel everything. It's so important. Being deaf has a stigma. A lot of people are afraid of what that means.
Dunn's squad recently won their first competition using vibrations from a drum to stay unison during their routine. Dunn's research at the university is focused on interpersonal health and family communication. Coming up, residents in East Palestine, Ohio say they continue to experience symptoms from that toxic train derailment.
So the EPA has opened a community center to help them. We'll have the latest on that story after the break.
Those who fought bravely and
Officials are investigating another incident involving a train in Dawson County, Nebraska. Over the weekend, a Union Pacific rail car caught fire just west of Cozad.
It comes just days after a train carrying coal derailed near Gothenburg. Here's video from that. It is believed in this latest incident, the fire was likely caused by a small amount of chemical that spilled on top of the rail car while it was being filled up. A Union Pacific hazmat team has deemed the car safe. The head of the EPA is back in East Palestine, Ohio after that toxic train derailment there.
Officials opened a community center to help residents impacted by the incident. Many residents say they continue to have concerns about symptoms they're experiencing in the derailment's aftermath. The EPA installed 3 water monitoring wells at the crash site to determine if the groundwater is contaminated. State and federal officials say testing has shown no signs of contamination from the derailment in the air or the water system.
Cleanup is going forward. A lot of the water has already been removed. We're still removing some of the hard material. We're going to insist that the railroad continue to pay. It was their train, it's their track, it was their wreck. They owe that to the people of East Palestine.
And Norfolk Southern Train tells ABC News, quote, "We recognize that we have a responsibility and we have committed to doing what's right for the residents of East Palestine. We have been paying for the cleanup activities to date and will continue to do so." In other national news now, the Alex Murdaugh double murder trial in South Carolina continues, and now the defense has rested its case.
The jury is set to visit the crime scene tomorrow. Prosecutors are trying to convince them that Murdaugh killed his wife and son back in 2021. They're asking witnesses about hunting with Murdaugh, the guns they used, and what he allegedly told them about the night his wife and son were killed.
What, if anything, did he say about whether or not he checked Maggie and Paul before he called 911?
He told me that he went to Maggie and then he went to Paul, rolled Paul over. He definitely went, checked on him, then called 911.
Again, the jury is set to visit the crime scene tomorrow morning. The defense team saying it wants them to see just how small it is and the close proximity of the 2 bodies.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Two very different halves of a day. The first half, we had a lot of cloud cover, and if you looked outside at the right time, you saw just a couple of snowflakes trying to float down. There was a lot of snow on the radar, but a lot of it didn't make it to the surface, but a few snowflakes did on and off. And now we're just seeing plenty of sunshine. Really nice late afternoon, early evening out there, and temperature-wise, we're not bad. 50 degrees. We're above average by about 5 degrees. Southeast Community College at 50, East Campus, Yankee Hill Road, and the airport all at 50 degrees. Now, the cloud cover hung on a little bit longer to the north, so areas like Columbus, Central City, Wahoo, Omaha, and areas north, cooler. Areas south, much warmer. 57 in Fairbury, 56 in Beatrice, 56 degrees in Hebron. This is exactly what our stormcast was predicting would happen for today, where it was going to be split to the north, cooler, to the south, warmer, and that's exactly what happened. A little bit of a wind out there. Your Columbus at 12 to 16 miles per hour, otherwise single digits for the wind speed, which, in Nebraska, we'll take that any day of the week. Sunny skies from about Omaha, Columbus, Grand Island south. We'll zoom out and show you that lingering snow showers continue up in and around the Sioux City area. That's all moving into Iowa. So lingering cloud cover here, a few clouds north of Grand Island, and a couple of showers. There was actually what tried to be a thunderstorm moving through the Alliance area earlier this afternoon. That was flashbacks to storm season. So and we're getting closer and closer to that. We all know that, but partly cloudy skies out there right now for most of us. Stormcast, not much of anything as we head through tonight into early tomorrow morning. I think we'll start with the day, maybe a few clouds from Lincoln to Omaha east, but much of the state is looking very quiet. Now, as we head into the afternoon on Wednesday, a couple of rain showers to the south and west. Shouldn't amount to much. In fact, it'll fade away and maybe a sprinkle or two by Wednesday afternoon. Just a small chance at that. Then we get a little bit of a break, and then here comes another storm system. Not real strong. It doesn't look like it'll be strong, but by Thursday morning, this is 2 a.m., light snow starts to spread into south central and southwest Nebraska, and it tries to make its way to I-80 from Omaha and Lincoln west and south, and then partially into the Panhandle by early Thursday morning. That will try to linger, but right now models are, well, one says not so much, the other one says maybe a little more. So we'll keep tracking this. Today's Tuesday. We've still got Wednesday and into Thursday to go. So we'll have more updates as we get closer to that. Temperatures tonight pretty close to 30 degrees, which is about 5 or 6 degrees above average. 23 is the average low, so about 7 degrees. Mostly clear skies, a light southeast wind at 5 to 15. Highs tomorrow, one more day of above average temperatures, middle and upper 40s and lower and middle 50s. 51 in Lincoln, 50 in Nebraska City, I think some 53s from Hebron, Fairbury, and Beatrice. 51 in Lincoln, partly cloudy, a mild day. Northwest wind only 5 to 15 miles per hour. Then the wheels kind of fall off a little bit. Winter comes back. It is still winter after all. Chance for a little rain snow mix. I think a better chance for snow, but if this happens at 38 degrees, could mix in a few raindrops. Lingering into early Friday morning, and then we try to rebound. 46 on Friday, 47 on Saturday, then right back into the middle 50s to end the weekend and begin next week. 55 on Sunday. And it looks like 54 degrees on Monday, another 50-degree day on Tuesday before our next system comes our way Wednesday and Thursday. So kind of in a trend here where the middle of the week has a chance for some storms, and then we're quiet through the weekend, and then another chance that looks to continue into next week.
Rusty, this is totally off topic, but yesterday you mentioned the Aurora Borealis could be visible in our area. Did you get any cool pictures from viewers?
A couple of people were able to see it, especially from northwest Lancaster County, away from the cities.
Yeah.
So we were able to see it in a few spots.
Very cool. Sometime I should drive out in the county when those are visible. I want to try and see them.
It's neat.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Down day on Wall Street. The Dow falling 232 points. NASDAQ down only 11. S&P losing 12. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, the damaging winds, tornadoes, snow.
And finally tonight, not all heroes wear capes. Meet two crime-fighting canines, Buster and Bess. The British duo will soon be heading to Thailand to start a new role protecting critically endangered pangolins.
Yes, that's right. The pangolin saving Labradors recently graduated from a training program with the Metropolitan Police and will fly to Thailand in April. 200,000 pangolins are believed to be trafficked every year, but the new paw enforcement will work to sniff out live pangolins being smuggled through airports, ports, and roads so that they can be rescued and released back into the wild.
You know, looking at the video there, Megan was trying to describe, I wasn't sure what a pangolin was. You're right, it's kind of a little bit of an armadillo kind of exterior, but yet...
With a longer tail, yeah, we said pangolin and Rod was like, penguin?
It's like, what are we talking about here? So I learned something new today, so that's great. All right, let's learn more about what we can expect for the weather tonight, Rusty.
I wonder if it'd be warm enough around here for a pangolin. I mean, does it got to be a current temperature? Is it a specific temperature?
There's different breeds, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, well, today was a pretty nice day if you waited until the afternoon to get outside. A little breezy out there. Our Penner bathing solution cam in Aurora showing the flags are, you know, they're moving around. So the wind is still out there a little bit, but plenty of sunshine. And I don't see any snow on the ground out there right now. So it's pretty warm in some spots. Aurora at 42, but 56 in Beatrice, 50 in Lincoln, a little cooler towards Norfolk and Columbus in the upper 30s. It's 43 in York. There are just some cloud covered, lingering snow showers well off to our north and east end of parts of Iowa. Maybe a rain shower trying to move into Lincoln County near North Platte. Your forecast looks like this: Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all very different from each other. 51 above average, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies on Wednesday. Thursday, that snow possibly mixing with a couple of raindrops on Thursday. Temperatures getting into the upper 30s and then warming back up into the middle 40s with some early snow showers on Friday, then becoming partly cloudy and really a quiet end to the work week. But for tomorrow, here's what it looks like hour by hour. 6 a.m., 30 degrees, a little bit of a west-northwest wind at 7 miles per hour. I don't think we'll get above 15 miles per hour for a good portion of the day for the wind, so not much wind and mild temperatures, 46 degrees by noon. 3 p.m., temperatures into the lower 50s, and then back down into the middle 40s by 6 o'clock in the evening. So really a nice Wednesday, and things kind of change up on us for Thursday.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us.
Have a great evening. We'll see you here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
The spas are here. Truckloads of spas arriving weekly. Hurry in today. These spas are going fast. Spas are in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Supreme Spa and Boom.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
It's the 36-hour sale at Furniture Row.